How's it going, guys? My name is Jerry with Acidic Auto Detailing. Today we're going to talk about deposits, how much I charge, why I charge a deposit, and if they're non-refundable.
All right, Jerry, first question is, have you always required a deposit?
No, I never. Back when I first started, I wasn't comfortable with charging deposits, to be honest. I don't know, I felt like if I charged a deposit, it would like push people away, scare them away. They don't want to do it. But throughout the years, my very early years, I would have clients that would book an appointment with me. Obviously, I would block off that time frame, and then I would confirm with them either the day before or that morning, or sometimes I would even show up and they're like, oh, sorry, I'm not even home right now. Or, oh, sorry, I'm not gonna do the service after all, or I have to reschedule, and they don't reschedule. After a while, I started getting old. I started getting tired of it. And really, it was messing up my time, because I had clients contacting me for that certain time frame, and I would tell them, oh, I'm sorry, I already have a client, and then I would miss out on that money. So that's when I started learning, like, all right, I need to charge a deposit.
The first few people that you required a deposit from, how did they take it? Were they new clients or maintenance clients?
It was a mixture of both. So some people till this day, when I tell them that I require a deposit, some of them, they don't know how to feel about it. But one thing that I feel that sets me aside from different detailers is I tell them, you know what, I charge X amount of money for the deposit, but I can send you an invoice right now. Send me your info and I'll provide an invoice. Once they hear invoice, I feel like to them, they sound like, okay, this guy's professional. And so they have no problem with it.
All right, Jerry, so let's talk about pricing, man. Is there a percentage, a flat fee? What do you take into consideration?
So usually I do like anywhere from $25 to $100 deposit. It really just depends on the job, especially if it's a first-time client. If they're getting like a maintenance wash, for example, I'll charge anywhere from $25 to $50. If it's somebody either that I don't know at all, or if it's just a client that has like a knack for kind of being late, rescheduling this and that, I'll charge them $100 for the ceramic coatings. Because sometimes ceramic coatings, you don't always have certain things on hand. You have to like buy job. So I explain that to them. So when I provide an invoice with them, I provide I need their first and last name, their email, and then I'll put like the service, time and date, and then I put at the bottom friendly reminder, the deposit is non-refundable. And then I explain to them that $100, for example, that they pay goes towards their service. So once I mention that to them, they're like, okay, that's cool, that's fine.
Are deposits deal breakers? Or if they're not willing to do a deposit, does that let you know they're wasting your time? How do you feel about it?
Honestly, it's a little bit of both, because I feel that some clients, they're not comfortable with it because there's so many people scamming nowadays. I get it, I understand. But to me, it's kind of like, well, I'm providing an invoice for you, like you can easily look at my business and Instagram, YouTube, all that stuff will pop up. So like I feel like I have like the proof that I'm legitimate. But some people, they're still a little iffy about it. I understand.
Now, do you require a deposit after someone becomes a maintenance client and has you for 6 months to a year, or not really?
I don't know. Honestly, it just kind of depends on the person, on the client.
Just the vibe.
Yeah. Because there's some people that they tell me, okay, let's do this day again, and I'm there, and just like clockwork, like it's fine. But there's just certain people where you kind of need that extra security,
Has there ever been a client who reschedules, and you're like, nah, give me a deposit before you reschedule again?
Yeah.
And how do they take that?
I've had to be honest with them. I've had to be straight up and tell them, like, you know what, I'm gonna need a deposit this time because you've rescheduled with me, 3 times, and they apologize, like, you know what, yeah, like things have just been kind of popping up, this and that. And this client that I'm talking about, they actually gave you a deposit, and then they ended up not showing up. Either not showing up, or I was letting them know, and then they didn't get back to me.
Now, some detailers are gonna wonder, has anybody ever asked for a deposit back?
Oh yeah, I've actually had 2 clients ask me for a deposit back. One client, she contacted me off of Google, told me that she saw my 5-star reviews. So I went to go look at the vehicle. I told her a price. It was about like $250, I believe. And the car was like in horrendous shape, right? She had all kinds of toys, she had shoes. She didn't clean up the vehicle at all, knowing that I was gonna go work on the vehicle. And I told her, it's gonna be $250. And I'll even throw in a car wash for her because she wanted an interior detail. And then she's like, I don't know. She said, 200 sounds better. Straight up, just like that. And I was like, well, obviously it's gonna sound better for you because you got it, you know, you're not gonna pay the full price. But I told her, I said, look, you didn't even clean up your car. And then we kind of kept on going back and forth for a little bit. And then she told me, I really want my vehicle serviced by you because you have all these 5-star reviews. Like, I read all your reviews, you know, you sound like you do great work. And I was like, okay, I have those 5-star reviews for a reason. Like, I'm going to give you a great service, but you're not really like helping me. And I just told her, like, you know what, I'm sorry, like, I'm not gonna be able to do the service for you. Usually I try to like hook people up with certain things. I even told her, you know what, 225, and she still wanted 200. So I had to walk away from the job. And she ended up asking me, like, well, can I get my deposit back? And I said, you agreed that you're not gonna get your deposit back. I made it clear, and I told you, you even agreed when I gave you the invoice. And she was very unhappy. I got to the point to where I didn't even want to deal with her, and I zelled her $25 right then and there. And that was it. Never heard from her again.
Let's say there's a detailer out there going through something similar. They ask for deposits, customer lags, reschedules, cancels. They want that refund back. How should they handle that situation?
I feel like every situation's different. It really just depends on how you're feeling at the time, because technically you're running a business and the client agreed to your terms. So in a way, you have the right to not return their deposit. But sometimes you have these people to where they agreed, but if they don't get it back, they're gonna want to leave bad reviews, this and that. You don't want to let little things like that tarnish your business, because you just need one bad review. That's how I see it. That's why I just gave her $25 back. Hey, but have you guys ever, experienced a similar situation? Let me know down in the comments below.
All right, Jerry, last question, man. There's a lot of detailers out there who are getting burnt by customers, but they don't want to ask for a deposit. They think it's awkward, or they think they're gonna lose a client. What's your best advice for them?
I would say if you guys aren't comfortable with doing it, this is your sign to do it, because I wasn't. I didn't want to do it. I was scared to do it, but I kept on getting done dirty by clients. And at the end of the day, you're losing that time from potential clients that you could have had, or if you don't put your foot down, these clients are going to continue doing that stuff to you. And at the end of the day, you're running a business, so you guys need to do what's necessary for you. But that's my opinion on it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And let me know what other video ideas you guys would like to see. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay blessed.